So this is the new bottom of the deck, and it's the Two of Wands. So it's about having some kind of self-control here. It might be that you have an old pattern, something that you always do that's a little bit self-destructive, and this time you're asked to not do that particular thing, but have a little bit self-control and wait a minute before you act on fear and see what happens. Okay. And this is the old bottom of the deck, and it's the Page of Pentacles. So you have a beautiful willingness to do really the best you can. And sometimes you don't feel that this is matched from people in your surrounding. Remember the Justice card in the reverse and the Page of Wands in the reverse from the shuffling. And your reaction to this has been to fight against injustices. But the foundation inside of you really wants to provide people in your surrounding with harmony and beautiful things. And this, you don't want to lose this. You still want to be, vulnerable and open and generous and all these kind of things. It's just that you need to be a little bit more stable for yourself, particularly in love relationships, so that you become your own parent instead of trying to make the partner your parent. Okay, so it's a child here. Okay, so this will be what's on your mind, about the person most on your mind. And this is the situation with that person, and this is what's on their mind about you. And this is your emotions towards them. And this is the bond between you, and this is their emotions towards you. And this is your behaviors and attitudes, the outcome for this situation, and their behaviors and attitudes. And I have learned from experience with doing this type of layout with the cards that this is also often the feminine side. So the person acting more feminine in the relationship, maybe providing more love and care in the relationship, usually are on this side. This can also be the side where the empath is, regardless of sex, I need to add, because there can be a masculine person acting with this feminine caretaking tenderness and being an empath. And here on the other side is usually the masculine right side, and it can be a little bit more with self-control and might want to fulfill certain goals in life. So it's more oriented towards goals than towards maybe providing people with love and tenderness. So it can be a little bit more goal oriented. And the antithesis of an empath, I don't know exactly what that might be, or I don't want to really put a name to it, but a person that is maybe a little bit more selfish. Okay, so, but it can be a woman here or a male. So, because I have had people asking me what this means, like why they seem to come on this side even when cross-watching. But I have to say that these readings are for the actual sign. If you cross-watch, you might find yourself on this side instead of this side if you're an empath with a very caretaking vibration. Okay, so I start with the situation here, and it's the Queen of Cups, the Cancer in the reversed. So here comes immediately some unstable energy. This is the Achilles heel of Cancer, to be a little bit over dramatic when things happens. It goes directly to your heart, and you take it very personal, and you might act on this dramatic feeling. But you are asked to have a little bit more self-control now. So even if you get very dramatic in your feelings, you don't really have to act on them. You can act a little bit more adult and a little bit more caretaking towards yourself. So even if the other person might not provide you with exactly what you need in the relationship, you don't have to become over dramatic. You can step back and provide yourself with this stability. And it's like you're putting a little bit too much power on the other person. What they do and what they don't do becomes very important for you. Okay, so this is what's on your mind about the person most on your mind, and it's the Four of Swords in the reversed. So it's again this anxious feelings. Maybe you don't really know what they are about, or what their mind are at, or if they like you or if they don't like you, if they care for you, if they don't care for you, and you get very insecure. I usually say that the Four of Swords in the reverse is kind of poltergeist energy, when you wake up with your face pinned towards the wall. That kind of movie energy. You usually see it in movies. It doesn't happen too often in reality, but that kind of energy, when we feel a little bit lost and very anxious, we don't know what's happening to us. So it seems like there's a little bit chaos going on in your mind when it comes to the other person. It's not that you don't trust them per se. This is not talking about distrust. It's more talking about confusion and not knowing. And maybe you want some answers. You want to answer from the other person. You want clarity. You want stability. You want to know. So this is why maybe this little bit anxious Queen of Cups comes up also, because you don't have all the answers from this other person. You don't know what they want, or if they feel the same thing, or if they want the same thing. And it might also be that you are obsessing about your own feelings, that you don't know really what you feel either, or what you want. So it's a little bit confusion when you think about this other person. And this is their feelings, not what are occupying their mind about you. And it seems total different stability here when it comes to from this more masculine side. This is Scorpio, can be Cancer as well, and also Pisces energy, but it can be any person. It's just showing a rather stable person. They have this platform here, and you can see they are kind of relaxed and curious. It's this person is good on taking care of themselves as well as others. So it's a person that are able to stay calm and cool, even if the boat is rocking a little bit with a little bit waves here on the ocean. So it seems like what's on their mind about you is that they care for you and they are curious about you. They're leaning forward. They want to know more about you. They want to explore this further, or they feel a loving curiosity about you. And they might think that you are very stable too. Maybe you have been able to keep your cool this far, as at least. Or in this situation, you might have been able to keep your cool on the surface, even if there's a little bit chaos inside you here now, Cancer. So this is the situation, and we have the Fool in reverse. So this is a new beginning, but it's a new beginning, and we had this page of coins from the old energy. So it's something with your inner child that's not fully on board. I think you still have problem with making your inner child feel stable and taken care of. We have this very fragile inside of us that doesn't have any protection. So it's an archetype within you that's very vulnerable. And this is the part that gets the broken heart. So it's also the part that gets very scared in any new. This is the Fool, so it's number 0. It's a new start. So I'm thinking you are afraid to fall into some old hole or some old. It's like you're bicycling down the road. There's the hole. You know it's there because you have driven down in it many times. Like your pattern is repeating. And this time you see the hole. You don't want to fall into it. So it very much looks like you don't trust this situation, Cancer. And if there's a new opportunity, new beginning being offered to you, you feel very insecure about it, because it's something inside of you that's becoming very insecure. It doesn't mean that the situation is unstable. It just means that you are unstable inside of you, because your inner child has no stability. You have not been able to provide it with stability, so it can't act secure. When we act secure, if we don't like something in a relationship, we say it. If the other person doesn't make changes, we leave the situation, if it's a deal breaker. So we don't let ourselves become a codependent. But here it seems like you are very fragile, and that it might be easy for you to become a codependent in a situation. And therefore you get very scared. For example, if love is being offered to you, or a new situation is being offered to you, because you don't feel like you can take care of yourself. But if you practice on saying what you mean and meaning what you say, and like putting boundaries around yourself, like this is what I can accept, this I can't accept. And if you can't accept something, communicate about it, see if there can come a change. If it can't come a change, maybe it's better to kind of withdraw a little bit from the situation, and put up have some self-control to not engage too much in that situation as long as this issue remains unresolved. So you don't put in more effort into that situation. You don't try to manifest things in that situation as long as this issue is unresolved. And that would make a much more stable platform for this inner child of yours, because here it's going over the edge. I'm feeling almost a little bit self-destructive behavior here. I think this energy in the beginning might be an energy of a situation you have been dealing with people that have been destructive in the relationships together with you. And then you have become very scared, and you're scared that this situation is going to repeat itself in other situations, or if maybe this person has been in one way in the past and promised to make changes and become better, and now you don't trust that these changes will be made. But if you can learn to trust yourself, and that you have self-control enough to remove yourself from the situation if it's not good for you, I think you can become a little bit more relaxed. So this is your feelings towards them, and it's the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it seems like you think that this person is a player, or that they don't mean anything for real. So you're very up in the air about this situation. If you feel like this, and the other person is showing tendencies that this is what it is, they don't catch you when you fall, so to speak. We have this fool that usually takes a dive down the cliff. So maybe this is not the best situation for you, but it can also, since this card is a little bit connected to ghost, be your ghosts, like your ghost from the past, that's saying that, oh, this is a player type of personality, I can't trust this person, I can't give my vulnerable side to this person, it's going to end in chaos because they're just playing me, they don't mean business, they are not for real. And it might be that you are thinking of playing this person, so you can play them first before they play you. So that's a possibility as well. And here we have their feelings towards you. And we have a Four of Cups in reverse. So it seems like in the past they have been very reluctant to accept the gift of love. But here it comes in reverse. So I think they're trying to make some kind of change here. They are trying to maybe take a chance with you. But you seem super scared to take a chance with them. So I'm going to look into this. So start with their feelings, emotions towards you. Trust, and it's the Fool card. So they want to toss aside their old distrust. Maybe they have been able to trust people that are like you and shows a lot of empathy and love, because they thought that it was a play, an act. but now they have decided to trust this situation. You, on the other hand, has decided to not trust the situation, because maybe recently you have opened your eyes to that not all people are good in the world. So you have learned to have a little bit self-control, so you don't give yourself to the wrong people. And here you now seem to be very scared that this is the wrong person. So I'll see your feelings towards them. You can get another aspect as well. Daydreams and decisions. So it feels like you think that you are fooling yourself. It can't be this good, or they will not come true on their promises, or they don't love me, or you think that it's you again that's dreaming together something that will be, it's too great to ever happen. And I think this is a tendency with you to see the very bright side of life and build maybe air castles sometimes. But that's now why you have this self-control. So you can compare your expectations, like what you're expecting from a relationship, maybe a person keeping their promises and being loyal, being warm and generous, being there for you, you feeling the right feelings towards them, they having the right feelings for you, and so on and so on. So if you have this dream, how you want things to be, and things doesn't really fit, you need to take a step back, communicate about it, and see the other person's response. And if they don't respond well, if they don't want to fulfill your dreams, and this is a deal breaker for you, you need to consider maybe to take one more step out of the situation, to be this caretaker for yourself, for your inner fool there, so you won't be a victim to your own dreams, so to speak. The dreams that you have on a person might not match the reality, and you know this, you know that this has been maybe a problem for you, and now you're trying to not fall into the same pit in the road again. So you try to be smarter this time, but it also seems like you're scaring yourself a great deal. But it's good if you can see the reality, but the scared part, try to convince yourself that you are there for yourself, that you can take care of yourself, that if something is not acceptable, you won't engage in it, because that can make you more cool and more and give this situation maybe a better chance. Because if you get skittish and fearful in your relationship, usually the fear will come true in one way or the other. For example, if we get super jealous and we accuse our partner of being cheating, they might as well cheat, because they're already getting the bullshit. Oh, they get the crap for it, or you are kind of hassling them about it, so they might as well cheat. Okay, and it's the same with if you fear that the person can't be trusted, they don't love you. When you complain about it a lot, of course, they can't feel the love for you. They just feel your insecurity. And again, it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So if you can stay more cool in the situation and know that you can take care of yourself, you also give the situation much better chance of working out. But the communication is super important, because you seem to be on the same level here, that you're both scared. Okay, you're both vulnerable in this situation, and this 4, it's connected to the Emperor. So before, they haven't believed in situations like this, what they have with you. So they have not taken the opportunities, because they have thought, oh, this is too good to be real. It's a fairy tale. I don't accept fairy tales. But here they are trying to be vulnerable. They are trying to accept that the fairy tale can come true. And you're also hoping for your daydreams to come true. So you're kind of in the same place and wanting the same thing. But if one of you gets scared here, this person might reject any offer just because it seems too good. And you might reject it because you don't trust the other person. So this is your behaviors and attitudes, and we have the 2 of Swords in the reverse. So this is not super great, but it's kind of summing up both your feelings and your behaviors here, because you are feeling scared. You don't want to get hurt. You don't want to have your ocean kind of overwhelming you with a tsunami wave, and you have the moon here. So you're scared of your own feelings or what that other person might do towards your inner emotions, like what kind of havoc they can create. So you're trying to protect your inner vulnerability, the Fool here, covering the heart chakra. But in the same time, you have your antennas out. So you're trying to stay in connection with the divine and ask what it is that you're supposed to do. It's almost like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. But here, when the Two of Swords comes in the reversed, it's really a need for communication. And if you don't dare to bring up a topic with your person, that kind of shows that there's no foundation in this relationship. That's the first thing you start to build on, is the communication. And if the person immediately shuts you down or don't want to listen or don't want to talk about the issues or what you feel or what you're scared of, that's not the right relationship for you. So test your relationship by communicating about your fears, but take responsibility. Say, this is my fears. I'm not able to trust you right now. I have bad experience from other relationship or from how it has been between us in the past. And I want to believe you, but I can't believe you. So if you want to have me trusting you, you actually need to be very consistent. If you promise something, you need to do it. If you talk to me about things, I want to see you say things to me. I want to see the same action matching up the words. And then you will see if the person are able to communicate, that's them being able to pass test number 1. If they're also able to be coherent and listen to you and actually doing what you have been agreeing of, that's them passing test number 2. And then your relationship is on track. That's the 2 things that's needed. So from both people, of course. And if they fail one of the tests, you can give them another chance, but not 1 million chances, because you need to take care of yourself. You need to see to that you have this parent installed inside of you that's saying, when? Like, stop. This is enough. Okay, so this isn't working. There's no foundation here. So we can't build on this because there's no communication and there's no follow through on what has been agreed. So no relationship. So you need to be very consistent here. And instead of keeping all this, what you are fearing for yourself, communicate it. And if you are in that situation that there's no communication, then there's no communication, okay? The relationship is a fantasy. If you have a relationship that's a fantasy, you might need to go out and find this King of Cups here, because this person is waiting for you. So don't stay and wait for a relationship where there's no communication, because, communication is the number 1. Following through, number 2. So without these 2, no relationship. It's just a fantasy, okay? It's not existing. Don't wait for a person to come back and create your own life from where you are right now. And here we have the 8 of Cups, so their behaviors and attitudes. So this is a person walking away, and I want to understand why. So they're leaving this situation behind. So why are they leaving this situation behind? Refusing to see. Yeah, it seems to be that you are the self-destructive one this time. And when you're getting too scared and you kind of maybe becoming cold towards them, they don't feel like there's a stable person on the other side that can, receive their love. So there's definitely an energy here that wants to love you, but they feel that there's a lot of things going on inside of you that you're not able to communicate, and that makes them, because they are also scared like this. So when things doesn't runs smoothly, they also want to kind of give up on this, but I will see here. We have death in the reversed. Death in the reverse. that's not great, because death, okay, death is ending, then it ends, but the Eight of Cups is it's a eternity symbol, the 8. So this is like a on and off again kind of situation. I accept you, I don't accept you, I accept you, I don't accept you, I accept you, I don't accept you. I walk away, I come back. And of course, if you are in a situation like this, with a person that do love you and accept you sometimes and then not accept you, of course you think that they are a player, and you should treat them like a player. And as I said, if there's no communication here, if this is a situation where both of you are kind of very invested in this situation, because that's why the reading are about you two. So even if you're not together, you can be super invested, but then you're invested in an illusion. So that will be for some of you, that there's no communication here, and you need to kind of move on and find your, true King of Cups, the person that can actually be there for you. But since this reading comes about you and about this person here, I think that there's a chance for this relationship if these two things that I was talking about, this is the same card, Two of Swords, from just two different decks, communication and following through on this. So if you are communicating, talk about what it is that doesn't feel right, that scares you to death, and see the other person's reaction. And yes, they can think that, oh, this is too much, this person has too many emotions, I just want someone that's, flatline, and they don't have a pulse. And that's their problem. It's not your problem. It becomes your problem if you're staying with them. But if you're walking away from them and not engaging with a person that can't stand that other humans have emotions, then there's not your problem anymore. I know it's still your problem because you will have the emotional attachment, but if you have self-control for enough long time, you will be able to create a new and better relationship for yourself. Close the door on the person that can't follow through on the communication and following through. Or if you can't do that, then it's no idea either, because then you are not invested enough in the relationship. And then put a lot of effort into finding a new person. Go to places where there's people, like-minded people, your age, with your kind of interests and your kind of life experience, or whatever it is that you're searching for, and mix, try and never give up about love, because it's a beautiful and great thing. But the most important thing is your self-love, that you love yourself enough to both be able to engage in love, be vulnerable in love, but also say no to love when it's not right. So I think that is what Cancer needs to learn. So I'm going to see here. Base chakra, yes, it's about you making your stability, making a home for yourself, kind of placing your parents there that can take care of this fool. You need your home, you need your base, you need your foundation. So if you have this foundation, you don't have to be scared in whatever situation you are in, because you can always choose something better for yourself, and you can sacrifice things that doesn't work and aim towards things, your dream, because you need to have hope in your heart that the things that you want is out there and that you can create it, but don't try to create it with the wrong person. Don't bet on the three-legged horse. Here you both seems to see that the other person is a three-legged horse. The horse is in the reverse there, two horses in the reversed, but you seem to be very invested in each other since this reading comes up, but there's a lack of communication, and it's just your own imagination, what you imagine about the situation that happens here. And I'm not 100% sure what's going on with this person, because they seem to be invested in you, but then they just their action is to leave. So they want to love you, but instead they leave you. So it's very, it's